Hey, what's up, everyone? It's been a minute with all the holidays and all of that, so I'm glad to be back here live coding. It's been, I've been doing the tutorial videos, so those have been keeping me coding, keeping me busy. But I really enjoy the live stream code because it makes me think, it makes me work, and hopefully, people learn from it. That's what I've been hearing anyway. Which means we've got some learning to do today. But first, what I want to do is take a second to answer a question I got the other day about my function calls in my collections. So if I go to one of my collections, you may have noticed, and I know some of you at least have noticed, if I go to, I think my posts probably has it. It does. I have like this slug here. I understand it's probably a little small for anyone who's watching live or watching on this before I cut it into actual videos. Not much I can do about that right now, but yeah, I've got the slug there, and if I come down, I've got image here, and then I think that's all I've got in this one. So all these are, though, is just essentially importing in some components for collections. So let's go to the slug, and so this allows me to, instead of having this slug defined in every single collection, since I know I'm going to be using slug over and over again, I can just use this as a way to prevent myself from having to submit it a bunch of times. Here we have our slug type, which is going to accept a field to use for the slug, because we do have this format slug hook right here, which is just going to take the title of the post, or whatever the default here is title, but it could also be the name of the post or anything like that, and make the slug out of that. And so if I go into here, it's just a formatting hook where it's going to take the string that it takes in and replace any spaces and any don't actually know what this one does. Regardless, it just does kebab case essentially for all of my titles to put in as my slug instead of just a title string or something like that. So that is why I have these slug component and this image component. Here, it's even a little bit more simple. I've got a group called image, which actually, this might make more sense as something else, and actually maybe why I'm having so many issues with my front-end types. But yeah, all this is just reusable components for my collections. So instead of having to continue to use the same stuff over and over again, I can just have one image, which I really want to change this now. It's going to break some stuff on the front end, though, so maybe I won't, because we do have quite a few things that I want to knock out here, so I'm not exactly sure I want to spend any time changing this from a group to something like a collapsible or something like that. Let me think on it. So we're not going to do anything with it yet, but just to sum up, for the people who have been asking about these, the image, the slug, I think I have in my blocks, for each of these, I've got a header section. Again, it's just a reusable component, so that's all it is. It doesn't actually need the field to use. String here, it's not even defined, so I could get rid of this, and everything would be fine. It just has an override, and that's it. So that's it for that. So we will jump right in next to our, I'm going to leave this image up because I want to come back to that. So this is where we need to be, because we're going to be doing some post stuff. So we'll do this later. I do want to switch to resend, but we'll come back to that. But we need to add categories. So we're going to build a collection, and this is going to be a way for us to sort our posts and to filter them out. So this is the fun stuff. Let's build a new collection where we're going to do a new directory, and we're going to call this categories. And then I don't remember if I do index or config, so we're just going to do index. So I'm going to come here and do a new TypeScript file, index, add, and then just to make my life easier, add these over here. because why repeat myself when I can just do it there? So we're going to export a const called categories. It's collection config with a slug of categories. Admin. And I know this is constructor. This is asking for a fields. I just want to get the error away. So there's that. We'll come back to that in just a second. Not admin. Well, I can put this in a group, which we'll call... What groups do we have? I mean, meta makes sense. Oh, I already have a categories. Let's just copy that. So we're going to come in here and do our... Delete this category, because I'm not going to have any categories anyway. I honestly had no idea that I had this built. So let's go ahead and delete this one, because we want to do this in the new way anyway. So we're going to take these, put them into the admin. So we're going to be using the title field as the title of each category, and this is going to be put into the content meta group on the payload side. So we're going to need all of this, which we may, if we go to our config, I'm just thinking about our SEO plugin. We go here and then come down to our plugin. Do I add this stuff already? I don't think I do. Do I even have any plugins here? I must. Yeah, there we go. SEO plugin. All right, perfect. So we will still put this in because we do have in our posts collection some, or I guess pages. We'll go to posts because that's going to be more similar. Posts, we have our SEO stuff down deep here. So a couple things need to happen. We'll bring this out, go over to our categories, and we're going to take this meta tab. And then we need to come here and do, first we need our name, title, type text, required true. And then here we'll have our, I need a tab field first. And then we've got our meta, and then we will have our content, which is just going to have, well, I guess slug actually needs to come out as well below title. Don't need categories. We'll keep our access here. Cut that. Oh, I need to import slug. I'm coming. I need to import all of these things too. Okay, we have our title, we have our text tab, we need our content tab, which I think is everything after that. So I'm sure I grabbed the object. I did. All right, so we need to import a few things here. Lexical editor being one of them. Then we need that to be done. We can get rid of all of this. And then we have our meta, we have our content, and I don't need a hero for this, so I think we're all set. And then we've got our lexical editor, which has our default features. And so this will be for anything that we want to do, like a like if you want to do a individual category page, we could do that. But we'll worry about that later. So our categories collection is done. So we'll just do payload generate types. Perfect. So our category collection is done. So let's go ahead and add categories to each of our posts. So we're going to spin up our server, then go over to our local host, admin login, let that load up. And then, is this the right one? No, it's our test one. So, or I guess dev test, it's all the same. All right, so let's go to our posts. We've got a couple posts here. So we're just going to go into each one. We're going to add some new categories. So first, we'll just do category 1. That's all I really want to do for this one. We could actually do this a different way. Leave anyway. Go to categories, and then let's create new category 2. Then we'll do category 3. And then we'll add one more, even though we have more than this in posts, but category 4. Go to our categories. So that's all done. We can then come back to our posts. And then I think test is the only one that's not open. So we'll put you as category 1 only. Then we'll do you. I forgot I did a little bit more damage on that one. So we'll do category 2 and 1, but we'll make it that way. So then we'll do category 4. This one will be category 2 and 4. This one will be, let's do all the categories. Oops. Or save. And then this one is on the SEO tab. So then we can go over here to category and just do category 2. All right, so everything has been assigned a category. So next step is, if we want, we can create in our category. This is different. We want to do in our categories, we'll do this in our tabs. Will we do this in our tabs? I think we'll do it. I'm thinking about a join field. I think we'll do it underneath the tabs, because it's not really a content, but we could also create a new tab. Let's see what this is going to do. So after our meta, we'll come here and we'll do name related docs, do label of related docs. I hesitate to do this. Well, it'll stay organized, so it may not be something that can be changed manually, but it'll at least be easy to find. So then we'll do fields, and we'll just do a join field. So do name related docs, and then we'll do type, not rich text. We're going to do join, and then we're going to do on our, so I know collection is going to be posts. So let's do that. And then we're going to do on our content dot, I think it's category. Content. Yep, category. Okay. So then we do this. Hit save, see what breaks. Nothing. Great. All right. So now that's perfect. So this should include all of our different categories. Can I take a look and see what categories are included? Content. Well, I don't think it really matters. Okay. But maybe category and author should not be in content, but it's a tab, so it doesn't really matter. Okay.